I have a confession to make. I've made a lot of money over the years working this pole. Brings back a lot of good memories. Because I like to shape metal on it. Looks like a nasty little race car and a show car had a baby. What's up? This is Casey from Caseyscustoms. We are back on the beautiful 1965 Mustang, and as you can tell, we're gonna build a body kit. Let's go. Before we get started working on this body kit on this 65 Mustang, go ahead and please hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. If we can get to 100K subscribers before the end of 2022, I'm going to give this 1954 Chevy away completely for free. All you got to do is be subscribed. Hit that button. Now let's go. We are back on the beautiful 1965 Mustang. In this video, we are going to figure out what the hell we're going to do with this space underneath our rocker panel. If you're new to the channel and you haven't watched a video before, I've complained about this before, but let me see if I can zoom in. See underneath the 65 body? That's actually the 2010 Mustang chassis back behind it. The reason you have that is because the 65's body is a lot more narrow than the modern Mustang. They're a lot beefier in the body themselves. So everybody that does one of these chassis swaps has this problem. Most guys will cut their rocker and add like a 6-inch section to it, so they end up having this giant like 10-inch rocker. I don't like the way that looks at all. Some guys that do this, they'll have a giant body kit, like an Eleanor looking thing. I don't love those either. And then what a lot of people have commented for the fix on this on my channel is have exhaust running down there, like a big 2.5-inch exhaust. Well, I've put the exhaust up under there and I don't like the way it looks by itself. So what I'm gonna do, I'm kind of gonna do like a mini body kit and then have the exhaust underneath it. I think it'll really clean it up. There's a build on YouTube, I forgot the guy's name, but he kind of did that. He kind of did like an exhaust and then he had almost like a step above it. Didn't really look like a body kit, but it kind of did. And I think I like that look the most because one of the inspirations for this build is the Hoonicorn, which is a 65 Mustang that the Hoonigan guys built. Richard, put a picture right here, please. See the picture of it? And I kind of like the way they have their body kit, so we're going to do that. I obviously don't want a body kit all the way around it. I kind of want it to look a little bit like a, still a 65 Mustang. We're going to do some fun stuff with the front and probably the rear, but I just don't want a giant like 8-inch body kit all the way around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and focus on just having my body kit basically connect to my fender flares, and then we're not gonna go crazy thick with it. I'm only gonna do like a 4-inch body kit. We should still be able to get our exhaust underneath that. So I just said all that because I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, and we're gonna cut some shit. So let's figure it out. Check it out. I got some 5-inch spacers that I have some 1-inch square tubing sitting on, so I can kind of see where I want my body kit at. I actually really like that. I had it up a little bit higher. I had it at 6 inches, and you could still kind of see some stuff. But at 5 inches, that's not necessarily low enough to not see the 2010 frame behind it. But to see it, you got to get like basically down on the floor, which nobody's going to be looking at that angle. So I kind of like that. And what's cool about it being 5 inches off the ground, I necessarily don't have to run my exhaust out here. I still can if I want to, but I don't necessarily have to, which is pretty cool. So I think we're going to go with this for now. I'm going to leave those spacers there. This pipe isn't long enough, or this piece of square tubing isn't long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and weld another foot on it, and then we will start building our body kit. Check it out. I kind of like the looks of this. Bringing the flares down to meet it. Don't look too bad. I got a little bit of a taper on it because our rear is wider. I don't hate it. Kind of like it a lot, actually. I think we're going to go and throw some tack welds on it. The plan here, because I don't want this to look like a running board, like it's on a truck. Plan here is actually roll this edge. So it'll just be kind of a little bit of a curve to it, and we'll probably weld it down in there somewhere. I don't know, we'll play with that, but for now, this will be our main structure. And I kind of like it. The only thing I need to do is throw some air in it and make sure I have enough room for the wheel to turn on the front. I don't hate that at all. That looks pretty damn good. All right, let's weld some shit. Check it out, we got a really good start to our body kit. This is basically the frame. I made the fender flares go down to where the lower part is going to be, calling that the running board, even though it's not a running board. Made both the flares go out. I aired it up to make sure my wheels still turned. They did. That's why I kind of brought it out a little bit more. I had it tucking the wheel real tight, but then they couldn't turn. It didn't matter how high it was in the air, it couldn't turn. Looks pretty dang good. I kind of like it. Has a little bit of a taper, which I really like. But now is the fun part. We got to start putting sheet metal in there. And like I said before, I don't want to just straight it. I want it to like have a lip on it. So I'm going to cut a couple pieces. This is like 8 foot, so I don't have long enough sheets. I'm going to do it in 2 sections, and we'll take it over to the pole and put a little curve in it. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second, but really happy. I've been just doing circles, walking around it, double checking it, and I think it looks pretty bitchin'. Yeah, let's cut some sheet metal. By the way, my voice sounds a little bit deeper. Unfortunately, I still have not hit puberty. It's just the fact I got strep throat because I have a 7-year-old and he's a monster like most 7-year-olds. And he sneezed on me the other day. There was snot that landed on me, and right then I was like, cool, I'm gonna be sick next week. And guess what? I was right. So yeah, I wish my voice sounded this gravelly, but I would rather have my shitty voice back than be sick. But yeah, anyways, let's cut some sheet metal. Check it out. Got this side done. I really, really like it. My dad came by for a little bit and he goes, holy shit. He liked it too. Check it out. It's got a nice little taper. I think something that people do that I don't love, maybe they like it, which is fine, but I think a thing people do whenever they do like body kits is they think it needs to be super wide, like out from the car. This is only, 3 inches out, but you don't really see it when you're going on the side profile. You only see it like over here. Now I like that. It's still kind of race car, but not, super loud and sticking out like a floorboard or like a, like a step would be on a truck. Here's the bad thing. That was 8 hours of work and we still have to do the other side. I just wanted to get this side the way I liked it and then I'll mirror it on the other side. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work tomorrow to hopefully try and get that side done too, but I love it. We'll end up carrying some of this down to the back, but I'm not going to have a full-blown body kit back here, but we will kind of round those off a little bit more. They kind of stop a little bit sooner than I want them to. I kind of want them to go down a little bit, but really, really happy with that. I love it. I think that's one hell of a good start for a video, and I'm calling that a day. We'll kick on this thing tomorrow. Ooh, I can't stop looking at it. You better be there when I shake. Watch me rock the next day. It is the next day. I came in here and I've just been looking at this thing for like 10 minutes. I'm so happy with how this came out. Very, very happy. The only bad news is, 1, I'm still sick, but I do feel better than yesterday. 2, it's 8:30 a.m. and it is already 88 degrees. That's upsetting for the day. 3, you come over to this side and there's just nothing done at all. I spent all my time on the other side. So we gotta get on this driver's side and we gotta get it done if we're trying to get this video out in time. So let's get to work. And I'm rambling because I'm lazy. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby. You know what's funny? You think it would be easier doing a side because you already did another side. I kind of already know how the sheet metal needs bent, etc., etc. Well, no, it's actually harder because I just keep running back and forth to make sure I'm, doing it the exact same on both sides. My profile gauge is down in my other shop. I'll have to go get it because I want to make sure all my curves are the same from side to side. So it's actually harder, even though it's easier in some spots. Like I know where I need to bend the metal, but I don't know if you're going to see in the time lapse, but I swear I've been on this side of the car at least 20 times already today, and I'm only an hour in so far. All right, get back to work. Okay, I got the frame laid out, measured it, 600 times, the exact same as the other side, which is nice. I'm gonna start cutting my sheet metal now so we can start doing that radius edge. And then whenever I get that big piece in there, then I gotta make these 30 or 40 small little pieces to tie it all in. But I am happy. The frame is the exact same location, front to back, side to side, which is nice. It made me happy. I really didn't want to like the radius change from one side to the other because that's kind of wonky, you know, so I just really wanted to make sure that was locked in, and it looks like it is, which is nice. But I'm gonna cut some sheet metal up. So I have a confession to make. I've made a lot of money over the years working this pole. Brings back a lot of good memories. Because I like to shape metal on it. Get your mind out of the gutter. Check it out, I got the big piece in there, which is our big rolled piece that we formed over there on a pole. Now I have to make about 20 little pieces in all those sections because you still want this radius to match even though it's down in there on both sides. You can probably see it better over here actually. I don't know how much of this is on time lapse and how much isn't, but you know, there's like just a million little pieces in there. So still got to do a lot of welding and stuff. We're definitely not doing that on this episode, but I'm really happy I got the big pieces done. If I get done today in time, I don't know, I'm already like 6 hours in on this, just on this side, and we still have a lot of work to do. But if I have some extra time today, I'm gonna put on these billet aluminum tail lights. Ooh, we're gonna see how they look. These are from the beautiful people at Holley. Actually, there's a Scott Drake, if you want to get more specific, but Holley owns Scott Drake. I have a subscriber who's gonna be sending me some stock tail lights, and I'm gonna basically put them both on there, see which ones I like better. But these billet ones are pretty badass. I have the lenses too, so if we run in time today, or if we have enough time today, I'm gonna go ahead and put those on and we'll see what they look like. I do kind of like the way the stock ones look, so I don't know. I haven't made my mind up. He said, hey, if you don't have taillights, I said, well, I do have taillights, but I'll like them because I want to see, you know, how they look. All right, more welding. So I was actually sweating bullets. I got all the sheet metal work done, and I forgot to lift it up and turn the wheels to make sure the nothing hit, you know, where the flare extends. Good news is, does not hit. That could have been a disaster. I thought I was going to have to cut all this back out. I did it yesterday on the other side, but I just got to going on this side and did not do it. Good news is we are okay. Look at this mess. This is how you know you've done a bunch of sheet metal work. Just for, you know, cutting little pieces here and there and all that bullshit. And forming them. I've been running back and forth to the sandbag, you know. The old beater bag, get a little bit of curve in it, run back and forth. Yeah, just there's so much time in this. I started to do like how many hours we're in every video, and then I just kind of quit. But it's usually 20 to 25 hours every single week. And I have a day job. I own a hot rod shop. I put at least 40 to 50 hours in there every week. So yeah, that's, I try to tell you how many hours are in each week, but I seem to always forget, but it's almost always around that. I'm going to be probably right at 20 by the time I'm done with this one today. I'm going to go ahead, do the tail lights. I forgot that I actually have the sequential bulbs like on the new Mustangs. Scott Drake makes a kit where it'll do, you know, whenever you turn the turn signal on, it'll go do all the way across, which looks really, really cool. I don't know if I'm going to hook all those up, but I do want to go ahead and get these mounted. So let's mess with these a little bit. We're going to call this a video, baby. Check them out. I don't hate them. They're not too bad. I don't know that I love them either. I don't know. They're pretty cool. They're pretty bitchin' looking. They're crooked right now because you have to drill the holes for them, and I didn't want to drill out all the holes just in case I'm not going to use them. So I kind of just got them sitting in there for now. But they're not bad. I don't hate them. I definitely want to see what the stock ones look like just in case I like those more. They're not too bad. Let me know what you guys think. I might hate them. I don't know. I might love them. I'm changing my mind as I'm watching it through the camera right now. Yeah, either way, we are going to call that a video. I'm going to move this around a little bit so I can get the 54 in, because we're going to be doing a lowrider style paint job on the 54 roof. Very excited for it, but yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when it's all down. We'll go over it one more time and call this a video. We definitely got some work to do up front. I want that fender flare to come down. I also have a air dam splitter. I don't know what they call them. That goes in the bumper. We'll work on that too on the next episode. And then same thing in the rear of this fender. This fender flare I want to come down a little bit more. But I mean, those look great. I'm really happy with this. Looks like a nasty little race car and a show car had a baby. I'm getting pretty excited about this damn thing. Sweet. I'm so excited. I know I keep saying that at the end of all these videos, but we're making a ton of headway. We're getting a lot of really cool stuff done. It's just really looking good. I mean, I think I said it in a video or two ago. I went into this just thinking it was going to be a cool build. It's really turned into like one of my favorites. It's just really, really looking cool. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff they tell you at the end of videos, and check out some more of my other videos. Peace. Love ya.